A little bit about me. Gosh, my mom's better at that than I am. Hey Mom, what's a little bit about me?
Yes.
Of course, just don't tell. I won't pop the hood. We won't tell anyone it's a V6.
Yep.
And it has no balls. Yeah. So.
What a wonderful child to raise. Confident, curious, fearless. You never knew what was coming, and it made it so much fun. Not one of the books I read about being a mom and raising children applied. We made up our own rules. She always followed her own instincts and her own gut, which was great. She decided after getting a degree in psychology from Harvard that she really wasn't going to love that life. And I said, you get, 30,000 days on the planet? So what is it you love? Because she was saying, I want to find something that has more meaning to me. And she said, I love working on my cars. That's always been something that's been so much fun for me.
Mercedes, BMW lady over here, it's all the same. Actually, it wasn't until just last year that I was around a group of women, and I realized how much I changed. I mean, not that I was ever really influenced by the men or that I was ever intimidated by the men, but when I was suddenly thrown into this environment of a whole bunch of other women who really looked up to me and respected me and took what I said and believed me. Oh wow, you build engines, that's what you do. Okay, well I trust you now, I'm gonna ask you these questions. I was like, this is life-changing. And that's when, decided to start Woman and Machine.
I reached out to Faye. I told her I love to meet you. I'm inspired. This is awesome. This is awesome. So our first conversation, we clicked. And she asked me would I be interested in partnering. I was like, hell yeah.
Her energy is just so contagious. And she's just such an awesome person to be around, because her whole outlook on life and philosophy and everything, just wanting to help women, is amazing.
In her new position, she's able to say, if I have this many paying customers, I can then afford to take care of someone's car for free who can't afford my services, whether it's a single mom who's struggling or somebody who's just bought a first car and can't afford the repairs. I can fix those cars for free because I now have a great customer base of paying customers.
Every woman really should know the basics on the car. Even if they're not a mechanic, they should at least know basics. It's like if you're on the side of the road too and you have a flat, you don't always have to wait for AAA to help you. You can put the spare on. Just giving that knowledge to them is really worthwhile.
My biggest challenge is probably my size, 4'9". Sometimes it's really hard to get bolts off. You have to use air tools and breaker bars. I have a huge breaker bar that I use on everything. So much oil changes. When I first started working as a tech, I was using my breaker bar for everything. Besides that, I think biggest challenge is probably just my own self-confidence. Sometimes I have to give myself a pep talk, hey, I can do this.
I don't like to talk in front of people. I don't like attention. And I have my insecurities, my speech insecurities, my appearance insecurities, but at the end of the day, like I said, this vision is much bigger than myself. So it's not about me and my self-doubts. It's about reaching out to as many women as possible. It's about, helping women to be more confident when entering repair shops, knowing what questions to ask.
I know basics. I don't know really high-end mechanics. Like, I would love to know, like, how is it does a turbo work on a car, and why would you put it on there? You don't have to know anything about cars, or you can be the seasoned professional. But at least you'll find more women who are like you in the area.
It feels really good when you have another woman come up to you and thank you and say, hey, you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have tried this out. So I feel like you're helping a little bit change someone's life.
Hey, yeah. Do you want 12 millimeter bolts? Yeah, you got some?
I think what's great about us in terms of how we come together, what our strengths are, and our diversity and our background is you can take any young woman and be like, okay, you look like me. You know, we have, you know, Alexis, who got into it because of her boyfriend. How many women can relate to that story? Jazz, who got into it because of her dad. How many women can relate to that story? You know, me, who just, I don't know how I got into it. I was kind of born with it, you know. But then, you know, have a degree, a prestigious degree, and decided not to follow that path. How many women can relate to that? Just wanting to change their career, change that. You know, and I actually, my end goal is that I hope that eventually there won't be a need for woman in machine, because what we'll do is make women in trades a normal thing. A lot of us just want to fit in and just be in the shop, just, you know, be not a female mechanic, but be a mechanic. Not be a female welder, just be a welder.
Here and here.
So I think what is so important about us is not only the fact that we really love and appreciate each other so much and have so much respect for how much we just truly love what we do for the sake of doing it, right? Not for some superficial reason, not to get in front of a camera, right? Not to get on the cover of some magazine or to stand in front, you know, get on, you know, the news and talk, but just to share that love of what we do authentically. We're like, oh gosh, there are more people like us. But then also our ability to span such a large audience, and our ability to span, you know, we're relatable to so many different people. That makes us really awesome too.